Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you stopping by. In this one, we're going to be spreading some lime with our new 3-point spreader. So guys, here we have a DHE, the Holla 3-point seed and fertilized spreader. And today we're going to be hooking it up to the back of the old John Deere 5103 right there and spreading some pelletized lime through my yard area. So I don't know if some people remember several videos back, probably one of my first couple videos. This was all dirt, and there was a little clip in there of me and my granddad spreading some centipede seed. And if you'll notice, some of these lighter patches out here, and all through the yard actually, those kind of light green patches is the centipede. And it's popping up real good, but I just want to give it the best chance I can to really take over and overtake all these weeds and choke them out and have us a decent looking yard. So this is the first brand new tractor implement I've ever used. So we're going to get it all unpackaged and set up, hooked up to the back of the tractor here. Spread a little lime. So first things first with what I know is I'm going to cut this drive shaft, or excuse me, PTO shaft off of here. And we'll throw it up on the back of the truck and look for any grease fittings. I already see them right here on these universal joints. And maybe check for one in the center and grease that up before we use it. And I'm probably going to have to get my phone and find a manual online and flip through it about what we need to check on that gearbox to spin the agitator before we get started, whether it's got oil in it or grease or what, I don't know. We'll have to figure out all our little nuances for the first startup. So I've looked around and all I see so far is 2 Zerk fittings right here on these universal joints. So we'll go ahead and get them good and greased up. Oh yeah. Flip it around and get this side. Nice. I didn't see one in the center. I figured it'd have one, but it's got this crazy kind of cover on it. And I'm not seeing any type of grease fitting on there, so I guess they don't expect us to grease that part. So I read through the whole manual, which didn't take very long. But it really was not very helpful, I'll be quite honest. It did have a good parts diagram of everything in case you needed to get something broke and you needed a part. So this lever can be moved to each of these 3 positions and see here it's set in the middle. You can bias which side you want to throw your fertilizer seeds from. Ours is set in the center, which is where we want it. I'm going to be making even passes across the yard. And this here lever is to adjust how far your gate is open for how much seed you want to be dropping. And there was a chart in the manual to show you at what miles per hour is roughly how much fertilizer you would be throwing at each of these settings. So I didn't see anything about the gearbox, so I guess we'll just call it good for now. Kind of sounds dry, to be honest with you. So we'll get this flipped around and hooked up to the back of the tractor. Alright, well the tractor really kind of moved on me, but this spreader is extremely light. What? My pin's not gonna fit? That's crazy. Okay, I think this thing has just got a really thick coat of paint on it and is not allowing pins to go through. Or these pins could be a little damaged. That's high possibility. Probability, I mean. Let's see about this top link. Now, as you can see, this thing is bent to mess. I have no idea how that happened. I did it. I do not recall what or when did it, which is surprising considering how bent it is. But that's where we're at. See if we can't get this. Probably should have stuck this drive shaft on the implement first. Of course, I did not do that. All right, got our hook to the tractor. All right. Whew, definitely should have done that to the spreader first. Now we know. So I went ahead and carried this over to the water hose and sprayed it off a little bit. We're gonna pull off this plastic here. This thing's so new, it's still got the plastic on it. Man. Every tractor implement I've ever used, I think it's been older than me. So we'll do our best to take good care of it, and maybe it'll last where we can let friends, family, neighbors. Man, that joker was about to cut the tops of my trees off. Golly. So you can also buy these blades right here to throw to the left or to the right or to the center. There's 5 holes on each one, how you can adjust the fan pattern. These are, all of them are set for the middle, so we'll try that first, I suppose, and make adjustments from there. So we got this thing all washed down and hooked up. We're ready to fill her on up and see how she spins. So these are 40-pound bags of pelletized lime. So 5 bags will be 200 pounds. This has 300 sticker stuck on it somewhere. Looks like it'd hold a lot more than that, but maybe we'll see what it looks like. One. Oh yeah, we can definitely hold more than 200 pounds. Be real careful. I probably should be wearing a mask. This stuff, lime dust, it will stick to your lungs and make, well, I don't know if the lime dust will stick to your lungs, but it'll end up making water stick to your lungs and kind of like cause pneumonia effects. I don't know if that's the same as pneumonia, but I know it's similar. That's 280 pounds. Let's throw one more in it. All right, so that's 320 pounds. Let's give that a go. So we got our cant on the back of this spreader here, pretty well even. And the next thing I'm going to do before I actually get started is adjust my little opening stopper here. It's got a little dial that you can set on it for when you drop this. This lever right here will open the doors to start dropping fertilizer or seed into your spreader wheel there. And it's got a stop on it so you can hit the same spot every time. So we'll get that set, then we'll go start spreading. So here's that adjustment I was talking about. So I'm going to move her down to about 4, which is where the chart says roughly it should be to be dropping close to 1,000 pounds an acre, which I had some soil samples sent off, and that's what we said we needed at some other spots around the land. So I'm just kind of basing it off of that for here. Some was more than 1,000, some was less, so we'll just shoot for 1,000 on the yard. So let's get after it. Well, we absolutely blasted through that about 300 pounds. So I'm going to venture to say that I got on the wrong chart, or I'm reading it wrong somehow. And we're actually spreading a lot more than 1,000 pounds an acre. So I cut that in half from what we were at. So we're at about 2.5 now on the spreader, on the drop doors anyways. We'll give this a go. I tell you what, I've only ever spread stuff with either a little hand spreader or one of those little push behind spreaders, and boy, you can really sling out some weight with this joker. Last one. All right. All right. So a big part of making this thing last, in my opinion, is washing it down real good. You see those, a lot of times with those metal bin spreaders, man, they just ate out, tore up. Now that's part of the reason I went with this plastic hopper. I think it'll last longer in the long run, but those metal ones would probably do fine if you'd wash it down real good, you know, get all that some of that stuff can be corrosive, some of it's real basey, but it's always safe, just wash it down best you can. Wouldn't hurt to work that lever back and forth as well. I believe I'm gonna kick the PTO on and do this as well. Whew. Whew, it's a hot one out today. Well guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I enjoyed getting to hook up and finally use this DHE, the hollow seed spreader, 3-point spreader. I know the yard really appreciates all that lime. That'll really help that centipede get to growing. Hopefully next spring I'll have the confidence built up in the quality of my fields that we've been working on out here, that we can use this spreader to spread a little bahia, or, you know, I'm still doing some reading and digging on what kind of grass would be best to plant out here for cows. That's what I want to get into. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by and watching what we got going on. If you would, please consider liking and subscribing. Drop a comment. Let me know what you want me to see do more of, or what I hadn't done yet, or any suggestions or comments. I'm no professional. I'm just shooting from the hip. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, I appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day.